by the black velvet band. Her eyes, they shone like the diamonds. You'd think she was queen of the land. With her hair thrown over her shoulder, tied up with a black velvet band. "14 days now I have been running from a prison far from here. To my lover I must go now, to live without her I cannot be. I was a poor man in search of labor. The days had ended down in the mines. For stealing silver I was in prison. There was no working to be found. I robbed a rich man of his purse of money to pay the rent, to feed a poor mouth. I was trembling as I drew the dagger. Oh my God, what have I done? Woo! They could unbound me and mocked and scorned me and said my true love I'd see no more. Into the darkness I did stumble, but I escaped from that den of woe. No, I must find her, ma belle Louise. If you should see her, say this for me: please forgive me, and when I find you, I'll take you far away from here. Yep.
All right, welcome back, Open Pagan Church. Hope everybody's having a good day today. We are just getting everything fired up for our topic today. Educating yourself for paganism. Well, what does that mean? What's it supposed to mean? Does it mean anything? Obviously, nowadays it does not, because most of our pagans are taught from TV, from news, from everything but what it's supposed to be taught by. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, right after our little advertisement here. So we're going to take a pause for the calls and a happiness for the advert, and we'll be right back. Hey, Don here with Open Pagan Church and House of Pagans. We could definitely, use a bit of a hand there. You can either go to OpenPaganChurch.com and click donate, or you can PayPal. My email address is right there to use on PayPal, or on our Open Pagan Church page. There's a little button that says PayPal me. I ain't gonna lie to you, this goes into my account to help us keep the lights on so we can keep this content going. Check out our other pages. We also simulcast on Twitch at the same time. That's twitch.tv/OpenPaganChurch. Well, we hope to see you here, and we hope to see you there, and we hope to see you like, and you see the little flashy thing up there on the left. Click on subscribe. We'll catch you on the flip side. Have a great day.
Hey, good morning. Hey,
And
what
I
about
had the damn microphone shut off. So anything I just said, nobody heard on stream. So let me start that over again. Hello, welcome to Open Pagan Church, the place where the absent-minded old fool can't remember to turn on the switches. We are simulcast right now on Twitch and YouTube, and eventually we will be simulcast on Facebook as well.
we are now?
We're not on we are not simulcast on Facebook.
Not yet.
No, but
Okay.
we are simulcast.
That,
I take it that's Paul that got it.
yep.
Yep.
So,
All right. So, thank you, Tasha, for the topic of educating yourself in paganism. And bless her heart, she's not feeling well. She's not here today to talk about her own topic. Okay, so we all know that one of my biggest damn pet peeves is TV taught witches and history taught pagans. I just got no place to go with this without going off on a left-handed tangent somewhere.
well, okay, why not?
Well, I mean, Charmed Charmed was a wonderful little program, but it had nothing to do with paganism. In fact, all of the witches on Charmed, if you'll notice, wore crosses. Witchcraft is a pagan philosophy. However, magic is magic no matter what religion it is, but that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is drugstore pagans, TV pagans, movie pagans.
Well, what they did for like the movie Charmed, the TV series Charmed, they had researchers do research into witchcraft and paganism, and then they kind of added their own mix to it to make it more appealing. Which is why we had such an influx of young girls trying to become witches. Because they wanted to be like Piper and, and all the rest of them.
Yeah, and then of course you take a look at practical magic.
Yeah, another show.
Absolutely. It was a beautiful movie. I mean, it was great. We still watch it on occasion and get a good giggle.
Yep.
Craft.
The Craft.
The Craft. Yep.
That's like The Craft. They made up one of the gods that was never real.
Manu.
Yeah, it wasn't real until they had that show, and then all of a sudden, everybody thinks it's real.
Right. The Blair Witch Project.
Now, that was just a stupid movie.
It was a sham from the go.
Well, it was supposed to be. I mean,
the college kids playing a prank.
Frank, yeah.
Well, I mean, when it now in all due respect to modern, and I say modern, over the last 4 or 5 years, I've noticed that newscasters have actually started using the term of the equinoxes and some of the other Sabbaths to be more inclusive. Have anybody else noticed that?
Yes. They're down here very much so. They've been doing, I guess, the.
I mean, you'll hear them use the term uh, equinox,
Yes.
and
Or
you,
Mayday. Or, stuff like that. I mean.
yeah, but I'm saying they'll use the quote scientific term um, equinox or and the other word escapes me. Damn it.
Solstice.
Thank you. Shit.
Mhm.
My brain is on the downside of dead. So, okay, pagans never have had, and hope to hell never will have a Bible. Because there are so many different thousands of denominations that fall under the polytheistic belief system that there's no way there could ever be a quote Bible.
Well,
Come
if
on,
the
Lester.
Christians can do it, I don't see why the pagans can't.
Oh, I could go oh so bad there. I mean,
We can have our own council on Nicaea now.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, this
education,
book don't work. Throw that one out.
burn it. Yeah, we don't like this book. Burn it.
Yeah.
It just befuddles me to no end why people, if it's not, see, how can I say this? If it's not in black and white and you can't touch it, like this roll of paper towels, if you can't touch it,
It ain't real.
it ain't real. But now they will tell you if you can't see it, you can't touch it, you can't feel it, it's not real. But make damn sure you're up and dressed and ready for church this Sunday. And I'm not just picking on the Christians. That's a lot of global religions. You know, out of all the years of being the minister of OpenPaganChurch, I have seen so many pagan parents teach their kids the same damn thing. If you can't touch it, if you can't feel it, and you can't see it, it's not real. But we're doing Sabbath this weekend for Beltane.
Morning, Lucy.
Lulu, what's happening, girl?
Oh, well. Continue. She's not answering us.
Nope. Gonna be the silent deadly type.
She's
Yeah.
she's lurking.
Yeah, she's lurking.
As we
Pop in when it's right.
right, as we say on Twitch, exclamation point lurk or bang lurk.
I was pressing the button and it wasn't working.
Oh, there she is.
Ooh. Morning, Lucy.
Everybody say hi to Lou.
Hi, Lou.
Lou's there?
Damn. I had turned Lucy
We
down
have
a
her
little
on
bit
speaker.
this morning. All right, so just to kind of remind everybody, right? I mean, this is a open pagan talk show. Okay, yeah, we're an open pagan church, and Lester's not pagan, but we love him. And there's a bunch of people that come in here that aren't pagan, and we love them. You don't have to be pagan to come in and join in and sit and chat and talk. If you want to join the Discord, there is a button somewhere that says Discord.
As long as you keep an open mind.
Open mind and respect. You are absolutely welcome to join. And somebody needs to start messaging me topics, but although every time somebody sends me a damn topic, they're not here for the day of their topic.
They don't show up.
It doesn't matter who it is. If they give me a topic, they're not here for it. Well, I had something I had to do. My ass hurt. I had to watch a TV show.
My ass does hurt, but yeah.
Thank you, Lucy.
TMI, baby, TMI.
I'm joking.
Wait, that means Lucy really is a pain in the ass. No, educating yourself in paganism is it's hard to tell what
Well,
site
that just
to go
quieted the room.
to. It's where do we get sites to educate people on? Where do we for them? Lester.
Okay, let me ask you guys a real quick question. How many people even know what the term education means? Well, that quietened everybody.
The bestowance of knowledge.
Education is a search for knowledge.
No.
Actually, education is both. It is the search, the bestoweth, and the acceptance of that which is not
In our technical
self-known.
society, there's very many ways to do it now.
Yes, I mean, come on. If it now in the society we live in 2021, at the time of this video, your education better consist of Fox News, Facebook,
Watch Fox News.
Facebook,
Look at that.
Twitter, and let's not forget TikTok.
I don't do TikTok. I don't do Twitter. I don't do any of
YouTube,
that.
Instagram. So Snapchat. So today in 2021,
Wikipedia.
your education is limited to what society tells you can pay attention to. It's not a whole lot different than it was in the Middle Ages. There's just a whole lot more people telling you have to believe what they're telling you. Anybody notice that?
Yeah. At least in the Middle Ages, it was the church telling you what to believe in.
Right. I mean, you had a little sect of 30 or 40 people in your particular village that would burn you at the stake or hang you if you didn't believe what they told you. Nowadays, on the internet, if you don't believe what the internet tells you, they'll just
500,000 people will burn you.
They'll just cancel you. I mean, they'll bully you or troll you into believing the way they tell you to believe. Nobody educates themselves anymore.
Well, can't say nobody educates themselves anymore. A few of us still do.
A few of us do, but look at how damn old we are.
Hey now.
Y'all are lucky this old fart even got Discord.
True, I remember a Lester many years ago when I opened my computer store. His words to me was, "What the hell do I need a computer for? It's a
I got
Emily Blue Jay."
Emily Boob Jay.
Yes, let me tell you, Emily Blue Jay is a very sweet lady. She's on The Sims. She runs a Sims Twitch broadcast. She has been absolutely wonderful in helping me get set up, and she is a fellow pagan. She is an absolute sweetheart. So when we're talking about education, people don't want to educate. I mean, there's no money in education. There's money in drama. It all depends on who you piss off and what kind of dramatical thing you can come up with, especially when it comes to pagan education, because we've got television witches and we've got television druids, and let's not forget the television shamans that can orb. I'm going to bury my face now in my rag. The problem is people don't want education, right? I mean, am I wrong in that?
No,
well, I
because
can't
they're
answer you one way or the other because I couldn't hear half of what you just said.
Well, why the hell couldn't you hear what I just said? Everybody else can hear me fine.
because he was
I
drinking
don't know
his
why.
coffee.
It just keeps coming in and out, in and out.
Is that your system or your brain?
Yes.
I think it's the tablet, to tell you the truth. Let me get out of here and come right back in.
Okay, all right. Lester's going to leave and come back. Oh, there he is. All right, can he hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right.
All right, Mr. Verizon.
I don't know what the hell I got, to tell you the truth.
I got T-Mobile. Don't like Verizon.
This is actually on AT&T.
So,
This is straight internet.
okay. Emily says I'm sounding good on her end, so there. Yeah.
Thank you, Emily.
Okay. Serious question, if there is such a thing on Open Pagan Church Talk Show.
No.
No. What? Where the? How are you? If it's not on television, if it's not on the internet, if Aunt Susie's drunk Uncle Jim ain't going to church and coming home and praising the Lord on a Sunday or the Monday, how the hell is a good pagan supposed to get an education?
Do it my way. Do it books.
I can always tell when I ask a question that nobody wants to really sound out on.
Well, education on what? Religion, news, what?
Well, the question was, if it wasn't for television and it wasn't for mainstream society, or social networks, how are you going to get an education? Lester said it just a while ago that I don't think anybody paid any attention to. Hello?
I'm thinking.
I can name that tune in one word: books. Holy shit, books. The things made of paper. You can also find books on e-readers so that you don't have to touch the paper, for those of you that don't like touching paper.
Hey Don, just real quick, who is Tennessee Angel? They're hanging out in the shaman group. Oh, okay.
Tennessee Angel is Sandy, who is Lester's wife. Hello, Sandy.
She
Not
just
Sandy,
joined.
it's me.
Either that or that's Lester's using Sandy's phone, one of the two.
Yeah, for some reason my shit just wasn't working.
Yeah, you know, Emily says books are the way I learned. I mean, you know, God is forbid we. I mean, the internet now, you know, in retrospect, come on, guys, the internet is an absolute wonderful place to learn. If you use some semblance, and don't hang me, right? Don't burn me at the stake here. But if you use some semblance of common sense, the internet is a wonderful place to learn.
Yeah, because you can't always trust Wikipedia.
No, no,
Yeah, I myself learn mostly by you guys in books.
but here's the thing with Wikipedia. If you read the homepage of Wikipedia,
Glad I wasn't.
it doesn't claim to be a historical, factual encyclopedia or dictionary.
No.
Anybody can go on Wikipedia and change something.
Say again?
I said anyone can go on Wikipedia and change something.
Well, sure. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. I have used Wikipedia to get some ideas where to start looking, because 90% of finding what it is you want to educate yourself about is knowing how to ask the question. Right?
Now, a lot of good articles can be found on Wikipedia if you take the time to look at where they glean their information from.
That's what I was talking about. You know, when you know, if you go down through there and you read where they got their information from, and you start tracking that stuff back, it's the same damn thing we used to do in a library.
Right?
Now, for those of you youngins coming up that don't know what a library is, let me tell you. It's a great big building with a whole ass load of books.
What's a book?
And if you don't know what a book is, ask your grandpa or your grandma. They probably, your parents may not know, but your grandma and your grandpa probably know what a book is. Or you can go to oh, what the hell, e-reader or Audible.
Yeah.
Or, you know, because of my dyslexic, I can't read
Download
worth a
that book.
damn many. Right. You know, because I'm alphanumeric dyslexic, I get my books on audio. But when I'm digging for books, I'm digging for the stuff. You know, we all know history comes from his story.
Right.
You know, history is told by the winner because the loser's dead. They can't tell their side of it most of the time.
And it's all told by men because it's his story, not her story.
That's right. And as pagan,
Up there.
we're matriarchal, or at least I've
There are
never.
a few female historians, but
Yeah, yeah. And the female historians are the ones that actually research shit and don't take it at face value. Most of them. So, you know, and like we've talked about before on this channel, if you take education, and education is something that you have learned or that has been taught to you, and you combine that with knowledge are things that have been acquired. Like, I have the knowledge that if I hit a tree and I don't do it correctly, I'm going to break a knuckle again. Some more. Still.
Well, the tree's gonna slap you back.
Right. You know, knowledge are things that we have acquired through life experiences. If we take that education and we combine it with that knowledge, that pushes us down the road towards wisdom. The understanding and acceptance of what it is in life that we're supposed to be theoretically doing anyway. Now, of course, these days, hell, I wake up in a new world every day. Who the hell knows? Depends on what medication they've got me on which time. But and we have gone around and round and around this circle for the last 20 some odd years that Open Pagan Church has been in existence. Television is not a good place for education. Now, I say that, and in retrospect, the History Channel, documentaries, and stuff like that can give you some really good ideas. But
Yeah.
they're still going, you know, public broadcasting channels. Yeah, thank you, Paul. But they're still going to hype it up for ratings to get people to watch. I mean, how many of you have heard the term clickbait?
Oh yeah.
You know, clickbait is where you're flipping through YouTube or you're flipping through
Oh yeah.
news articles.
I ain't ever heard the term, but I know what you're talking about.
Right. And, you know, a topic will be there that has little to nothing at all to do with the actual article itself. It's called clickbait. It's something that's worded a particular way to make people want to click on it.
Yeah, YouTube is bad for that.
Yes. I don't care to remember how many channels that I have gone to and looked through their references and feeds, and less than 1% of the videos that you watch on their channel actually match what the hell the title said it was to begin with.
What's funny about that is they're tracking you.
Well, of course.
They're seeing what you're interested in, and then they start flooding you with all kinds of stuff.
Yep. But the interesting thing of it is, having a degree in digital forensics, I know how to word my searches in such a way that I actually get what the hell I want.
Parentheses.
No.
What?
It's education will give you that too. If you're, hey, all right, you were learning about paganism.
Okay.
Shut your mouth and open your eyes.
Well, yeah, good point. But you also have to ask the question and then shut up long enough to hear the answer.
and try disconnecting from media, electronics, and everything.
Yeah, you'd be amazed at what you can learn by shutting off everything and doing the one thing that many people don't do: go outside.
Well, shut your mouth and open your eye.
Yes,
Singular.
you know,
Where do you think I'm at?
Close one.
right.
I don't mean close one and open the other. I mean
Third eye.
open your eye.
Yeah,
Let the world, i.e., not humanity, but the world teach you.
right.
It will.
Yes, if you listen. If you listen.
Surprised what a bird's got to say.
Well, birds, squirrels.
Yep.
I mean, I used to.
There's some chatty little bastards.
Yes. I mean,
Well,
when
you ain't
I.
lying. We got a
Bad
shitload of
word.
them sitting in the yard right now.
Oh, we get 6 to 8 of them little running around the yard.
Well, I mean, come on. Anybody that remembers property on the weekends, that 5.5 acres is nothing but trees. You could sit out in the grove and listen to the squirrels and the birds and all of that. The wildlife chatter like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, and at night you could hear the hogs running around in the back.
Well, there was that. Yeah, we did have some wild hogs.
Wait,
But
they ain't out there.
Always waited for that boar to come running out.
Speak of the fuzzy little, and it shows up.
right?
Okay, now I lost you.
So let's think about that though. Who actually, and I'm and hell, I can't talk. I feel sorry for those people that live in the sardine cans of the big cities. Now, understandably, you got to live where you got to live. I mean, in order to make a living or do whatever you're going to do, you got to live where you got to live. I'm the last one to put somebody down for how or where they're living. But I've talked to many people over the years that live in the sardine cans of the big cities, where they're packed in and stacked up, and you start talking about going outside and listening to the birds and the squirrels and the wildlife, and they're like, I don't like wildlife. Wildlife
The
scares
only thing they
me.
hear is traffic.
Yeah, you want wildlife, take your ass out on the highway.
Yeah, I was gonna say to those in the city, the wildlife are the other humans running around.
Right,
Right?
right.
It's your neighbor banging on the walls. Hey, shut up.
Right. And I mean, I've been there. I've lived in apartment complexes, and I've lived in housing districts, and I've lived where people are packed in like sardine cans. I didn't do it for damn long because it drove me crazy. But sorry, I lose track of where I'm going. A couple of months ago, I was watching one of the YouTube channels. I was kind of flitting around looking for topics for OpenPaganChurch, and I come across this young woman that has 180 or 190,000 followers, and she spouts pagan education. Okay, fine, great, wonderful. And through a little research, you find out that she lives in an apartment in New York. And I watched a couple of 4 or 5 of her videos, just kind of skipping around. And her idea of paganism is a book, a stack of books. And she reads from these books. And I'm like, okay, you're pretty, you're cute, you've got cleavage. I'm trying to understand what it is you're trying to get across on your channel because you're not making any sense to me. You're telling me that paganism is earth-based religion, which it is, right? But all of your learning and everything that you're going to do with paganism is going to come from this stack of books.
She's teaching, she's not experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but paganism is about touching the plants. I mean, if you live in a sardine can, have some plants. You know, even New York has a park, several.
Yep.
A tree
Nice
grew
park
in
too.
Brooklyn.
I've never been there, but I hear they do.
A tree grew in Brooklyn.
Did a tree actually grow in Brooklyn? Really? Wow. Okay. Son of a gun. But to me, the best pagan education I ever got was getting in with a circle of people and sitting down on Mother Earth and learning to feel the very thing that I call home. So, educating yourself in paganism, isn't it much the same thing as educating yourself in life?
Much.
I mean, go ahead. I can't hear you. Say again. Hello. I think we lost her.
Who was that, Lucy?
No, I think it was Cindy.
Sandy?
Okay. How's that?
There you go.
Take it off.
No, hold on, but that died. Anyway.
You switch it over to that thing.
Yes. Lost my train of thought. Oops.
Okay, Cindy, we're all suffering from old timers here, so you know.
Hey, I'm not old.
Yeah, you are.
Damn, I gotta turn Lucy down a little more. She's
Well, kind of loud when I said that, so.
Lucy's excited this morning. We can hear her.
Okay. Continue. I lost your train of thought.
Okay.
Get it.
Let's and we always, you know, during our conversations on the talk show, we always open it up to go down the rabbit hole.
Right?
So let's see what kind of rabbit hole we could go down with the philosophy of educating oneself.
Well, educating oneself, like you said, one thing is books. But there's so many different kinds of books out there that you need to take what you read with a grain of salt and make it work for you.
Say that last sentence again, Cindy.
Paganism, yeah, I get you. But what it works for you, not
Yeah.
anyone else. No Tom, Dick, or Harry, or Mary, Paul, or Jane. It's what works for you. If it's going up to a tree and hugging it, if it's going to sitting down on the dirt, connect. There's all kinds of ways to hug it.
What it means to you. Because 99% of fact, okay? 99% of fact is an individual's perception or interpretation of the observation in which they are observing. Does that make any sense?
Yep.
I mean, I'm going to read an article, which we all know is going to take me 4 times longer than it takes anybody else, but that's okay, because at least I'm willing to read the article. And in reading the article, if my bullshit meter starts going ding, 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 ding,
Oh.
depending on the mood I'm in, I may continue to read a little further, if nothing else, but to get a giggle. But then again, I've also been known to find some very helpful links within bullshit articles. Hence back to Wikipedia. You can find some really good links to some really good articles in Wikipedia, but one who perceives to wish to be educated is not one that wants to take the easy path. Anybody got any thoughts on that?
I watch Charmed. I want to be a witch.
Yeah, I'm not charmed. I'm gonna be a white lighter.
Right. I'm gonna orb. But education is not easy. But it's fun if it's done correctly. I mean,
We can also,
say again.
sorry, what we can also do is, yes, we take everything with a grain of salt, but if we have doubt or we're not sure if it's right or wrong, we can always come to a mentor or someone, a teacher, and explain what you've read and see, like a sounding board,
Right.
and see, learn from other people. It's not just from books and everything. You can learn from people's experiences.
Well, one of the things that we used to do a lot on the House of Pagans Facebook page and the Open Pagan Church Facebook page is people would post articles and they would say, okay, I read this. I don't get it. What do you think? And that last segment, what do you think? 4 little words. Opens a topic up for interpretation. Not arguments. Not even really a debate. But a posting of respectable interpretation. And damn it, people don't do that anymore. I mean, most of the pagan groups I'm in, the reason I don't post in them, number one, I'm in way too damn many. But most of the pagan groups I'm in, when I'm watching the younger folk come up that are really needing and wanting to learn, they're asking questions, and you've got this one or two people that get in there and they're blowing up the keyboard going, if you don't do it the way I tell you to, it'll never work. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's not what it's about. Right?
No, it's just like reading. You have to, it's still a grain of salt. If it works for you, it works for you. Everyone's different.
Right. But like you said, Lucy, if you, you know, hell, I'm not the least bit above pulling a paragraph out of a web page, copying the link in the paragraph over to either House of Pagans or OpenPaganChurch or you know, somebody that I trust if I want their opinion, and I say, okay, I've read this damn thing 4 times, and I just what do you get out of it? And people just don't do that anymore. They're too
Hey
busy.
Don,
Uh-huh.
that chick that you was watching on YouTube was her name Scarlet Ravenwood?
No. No,
No.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I I essentially just exited and moved on. You know.
Because I typed in a Google search for paganism and I got a video that says, "Is paganism right for you? 6 things to consider." And it's a little blonde chick.
Yeah, and if it it may be because she did a video off of one of my videos about 3 or 4 weeks or a month after I did my video on is paganism right for you, which is on the main page of the YouTube Open Pagan Church. And I don't know if y'all remember us doing that video, Is Paganism Right for You? But that's the introduction on the church, our introduction on the YouTube site, and I've seen quite a few people make videos off of that. And I'm like, why don't you just say verbatim exactly what we said? I don't care, really. I think it's funny. But how, I mean, let's let's draw down with this. Education is something that happens all day, every day of our lives, whether or not we choose to accept it. Right?
Right.
What we do with that education is our responsibility. Right? So if that's a fact, why is more and more and more society making it somebody else's responsibility when they don't feel they were taught correctly?
Put it on play. Put it on. Blame it on someone besides yourself.
Blame it on somebody else. Always. Think about this. Just because one book says it doesn't make it 100% correct. If 2 books from different authors say the same thing essentially, then it's like, okay, all right, this may have some credence to it. This, you know, if you get off into the third and fourth quote book, whether it's an ebook, a paper book, or a website, if you've got an essential agreement across a group or sect of people that are in different groups, and you're trying to learn what something is about, then you might can give credence to what's going on. But then at the same time, you've also got to follow your intuition. I mean, nobody is ever going to be 100% right 100% of the time. And no one is ever going to be 100% wrong 100% of the time. My thought is, educate yourself before you try educating others. And going along the lines of what Paul said earlier, adding a little bit to it, it is best to be silent and be thought a fool than to open thy mouth and remove all doubts. And I've actually had people tell me to shut up after I said that. Well, say what? Okay.
Said what?
Say what? Who said what? I don't know.
Oh.
I have no idea. Education, good, bad, or indifferent, is a good thing. It's what you do with that education that makes a difference. If you're taking bad education and you're perpetuating bad education, then you're a part of the problem. If you're perpetuating false information, then you're a part of the problem. But if you're taking education and you're sharing that education with others, leaving your mind open for a discussion of how people feel about it, then I think, I'm just, coming off the top of my head here, you might actually end up being a happier person. Anybody have anything else they want to add?
Lester?
Nope. Pretty much covered the topic.
Anybody that watches our pre-recorded broadcast, do please feel free to leave a comment in the description or in the comment area. If you have questions or ideas or thoughts, or you've got something you want to talk about, if you want us to cover a topic, finding us on Facebook is really, really, really hard. You go to Facebook, you click search, you hit hashtag, well, for those of us old people, that's £,
Yeah.
or shift 3 on your keyboard, and you type in all one word, Open Pagan Church, and hit enter. Leave us a note, leave us a line, leave us a like, or leave us a don't like. Subscribe. Help us keep the lights on. Click that stupid donate button. Hey guys, thank you very much. As always, we appreciate you watching Open Pagan Church. You have a great day, a wonderful week, and a really good rest of your weekend. We'll catch you next time right here.